The new year has arrived to Cheliax. 4725, Abadius, the first month of the year dedicated to Abadar, god of civilization. And in Abadar's name, the taxes have begun to be collected. But coming out of the darkest time of year, there is a cautious sense of hope. Despite the fact that the shadow creatures have devastated parts of the city, the Pleat is stronger than ever. And as we arrive to the Pleat after nightfall, it is the brightest beacon of light. Bonfires lit, torches on every wall. And the orcs are having a good time.
Well, most of them.
Most of them are having a good time. Two of our orcs are being graced with a visit today from everyone's favorite hellspawn, Lowen. And we find ourselves in Zehkhun's private quarters, the leather drape that covers the door to this apartment that was once a prison cell, keeping out some of the noise from outside and keeping in quite a bit of heat. Zehkhun, the last time we were here, there weren't moving boxes because you didn't have a U-Haul bringing you here. But what does this place look like now that Zehkhun has been settled in for September, October, November, December, for 4 or 5 months?
Most of the decorations and furniture in this place are functional. There's a little seating area in one corner with a nice table and some chairs that look very much mismatched. Probably more of the idea that Zehkhun needed some chairs and a table and could find these. There are some drapes that cover the window at one end of the room that are currently closed. And generally, most of this is not a large space. It will look filled pretty quickly. There's a shelf where Zehkhun stores some of his books and materials. But most notably, there's one corner that is a collection of pillows, blankets, and furs. That is generally the preferred seating area for Zehkhun. And that's also where the three of us are currently arranged. Zehkhun right next to Nikau.
Four of us.
Fugo is also here.
Fugo, apologies. I am so sorry. Yes, Fugo is also there. The four of us seated here listening to this little lesson we're getting from Lowen. And Zehkhun is actually like, he has been taking notes so far. There are like these papers around him. And at one point he goes, "This still doesn't make sense. How is this legal?"
Yeah, that is kind of the point. You see, if you make too many rules and you make them too confusing, then they are too hard to follow. But then when you break them, people can just point to a specific... It's kind of... They use it against you. They don't really understand. It's almost unenforceable, but that's the point, because that makes it easier for...
Why make the rules at all?
You would know better than I do. I don't... It's just... It's for people in power so they can keep people in line. It's better not to question it. It is just how it is. The good thing about most of these rules being near unenforceable is that it is much easier to get away with things if you can find a different rule that will support what you are doing.
So you're basically, what you need to learn with this is how you can use this absolutely convoluted system of laws, bylaws, and contradictions against itself.
Yes. You have to outsmart the person who is trying to accuse you of something. Yes, it's a game of chess.
It just sounds like a game of lies.
Right.
Yes. I mean, it's a state that's built on the doctrines of Asmodeus. What did you think?
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, Asmodeus. And Nico's just sat back, not making any notes. In fact, has got like a huge tankard from down in the courtyard and has been hanging out. He's a terrible student. He's been hanging out with the Belks and Orcs. He's already a few jars in, and he's got 2 drinks actually. He's on one. He's got another one beside him. Little Fugo's he's having a sip. He's got a straw, using his hands, the little straw sips, and we're just there. And we're sort of like looking around the room, and we're not too serious about this whole situation.
I think I get it, though.
Fugo says,
It's not about lying. It's about finding holes in the rules so you can loop around it.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And Lowen looks very confused the fact that Fugo is the one that gets it.
Thank you,
and
Fugo.
Also has looked at Nikau and now understands why after 3 years of living here, he still doesn't understand how it works.
Just doesn't give a fuck. Literally. He tries to avoid any kind of bureaucracy at all times.
Probably smart.
Well, this does bring up this Asmodeus again. You mentioned that all of this is rooted in whatever kind of faith and doctrine has been passed down from this church of Asmodeus.
Yes, that is correct. You see, it's not like you are not allowed to worship anyone else. I mean, you are free to, just keep it on the down low. There are even rules for that, to no one's surprise. Chiliax as a whole is built on devil worship, essentially. It is why many of our neighbors look at us a bit oddly, because which other nation is doing that, right? But it is... I think in your head you might be overcomplicating it. It seems like a lot of work, but in reality most people here just live their lives like anyone else. If you try and stay quiet, keep out of trouble mostly, most people won't pay you any mind. It is only when you are in certain higher circles or circles where there's more hierarchy that you'll have to watch your back a little bit more. Though I will point out that there are also something called inquisitors who will try and infiltrate spaces. I don't know if that's the right word. Secret spies of the church, essentially. It's the reason why a lot of people try not to get too close to their neighbors in case they are inquisitors and they say the wrong thing. And either way, I think you'll starting to get a picture of why people in Chiliax and West Crown are the way they are.
Zehkhun shakes his head a little, not as in disapproving, but more in like still trying to comprehend all of this, and says, I wonder if Ravaja knew all of this about Chiliax before she brought us here.
Yeah, I was curious about why. I mean, I grew up here and I've lived here my entire life. I don't know any better, but I also am not naive. I know that there are other places out there that are not this strict, and I was curious, why Chiliax out of all places? Why West Crown?
Nikau kind of like steps forward and like a little bit sloppily is like, is Ravaja a devil worshipper?
Zehkhun turns to Nikau, noticing that he is a little bit inebriated, perhaps. I can assure you, Ravaja is many things. She can be loud, arrogant, cocky, but I don't think she would worship devils.
Oh, okay.
She has a general contentious relationship with faith in powers above.
Yeah, wise.
Then
I think she might not have been fully aware of what this city, this country is all about, and that she was just looking for a better place for our people to live. Do any of you know what the hold of Belkzen is like?
no, but enlighten.
Zehkhun stands up and a little bit cheekily quickly just takes the mug from Nikau, takes one sip, and then hands back the mug.
No, when you take it off him, he grabs his other one, and so you go to hand it back, and he's like, just cheers, like toasts you.
So Zehkhun holds that mug, takes the sip, and he wanders over to the wall with the window in, which I imagine isn't like really like a window, but even like still like these prison metal bars. that now is covered up with a bit of a blanket, a bit of drapes. He pulls it aside and looks out over the city, and he goes, Belkson, there's a place where you don't have cities like this. Where walls aren't high, where nights are dark, and the stars dance gently over you. It's a place where you ride on horseback across the savannah, the sun scorching you, fleeing from your enemies, but also riding back to your people. It's a place where many of us would love to still be, but a place that has also changed. Death has come for many of us. And I can understand those orcs who decided to leave behind their roots and look for new homes, even if it is in places that are as complex and many-faceted as Westcrown.
Yes, it is a pick.
Not gonna lie, Lowen, I wasn't aware of what this city entails when I came here. I came here because Ravaja asked for my help. Now I'm here learning about laws I will never truly comprehend, and also learning about people that I never thought I would meet. Because that's also the thing with this city. It's also a tapestry. Patchwork tapestry. And there's some beautiful colors in it.
You could call it a patchwork, yes. It is a city that lost a lot of its glory and people are trying to fix it, I suppose. There is a lot of misery and broken dreams and lost pride, shame. Yeah, lots of people who once descended from noble families that no longer exist. It's, ever since it's before my time, but ever since the shadow curse came to the city, even before that, when Aroden, that whole thing went down, this city is broken, beyond fixing. But it is my home still. Just, I don't understand why anyone else would want to make it their home. Let me redo that. I just don't understand why anyone else would want to make it their home.
It's almost like the shadow of the city is eating itself.
Something like that, yes, if you want to put it that way.
But I'm not the only one who came from outside to the city. Zehkhun raises his mug towards Nikau. Something swept you in too.
Yes, that's true. I'd been wandering for a while, and this place is interesting. There are a lot of boring places in the world, even as complex as this place is, and it goes over my head, I'm not going to lie, most of the time. But there's some great people here. It's like you say, there's a patchwork, right? And amongst those boring patches, there's some really cool patches. There's some amazing patches, some edgy patches, some strong patches with curses on them. There's some patches that can punch through walls. There's patches with uniforms that uphold the law. And there's patches with our plant friends. This is a tapestry, which makes it really interesting.
Is it not that diverse in other places? And you seem, Lowen's generally curious. Doesn't seem like he's left Cheliax a lot.
The world's full of multicultural cities with wonders, but you got to look around. You got to go out and taste it for yourself. Literally taste it for yourself.
And for my people from the holds, it's only been in recent years that many people from the outside were even allowed in some of the settlements of my people. Ardax has done great things for the orcs, but it takes time for some to get used to the new faces that come to our lands.
Sorry, friend, I wasn't familiar with that name. What was Artax?
Ardax.
Ardax?
Ardax, the white hair. Glorious leader. A unifier of the people in the holds, and fearsome to behold in battle.
Are they still in Balkson?
Oh, he sure is. There's still much to be done there, and there's enough orcs that stay in those lands, but the people I have left, they were drawn here. And, well, I might as well figure out what to do with the time that's been given to me around the people that are left for me.
Sorry, Zehkhun, I don't know if I've asked this before. Why did you leave? Why did you come here?
Ravaja asked me. She came here with the orcs that now live here in the Pleat. She needed help. She needed a friendly face in case any kind of diplomacy was necessary. She needed someone who can heal things. And I needed a place to heal.
From what? Why is she here? Why are all these people here? I mean, I can make assumptions, but I'd rather ask.
The whole of Belgson is near to what is known as the Gravelands. Land filled with the undead that were once risen by the grand enemy Tar-Baphon. The holds aren't as safe anymore as they once were for a people, and though there's still many orcs who stay there, many others seek to settle down elsewhere. We came here to Westcrown for that. And it seems Ravaja, or whoever she's been talking to, has been making some good arrangements for us.
You ran from one curse of sorts right into another.
Lowen, wherever I go, there's a curse following me.
Yes, I have noticed. What is up with that? If you don't mind me asking.
I have this feeling even if I told you I minded asking, you would find a way to get me to give you some information.
No comment.
And I wish I could tell you much more than I can. And it is a bit of a story, but I can try to keep it brief.
I mean, it is night. I don't think I will be going anywhere.
You were doing such an amazing presentation on the absolutely not convoluted laws of this land.
Yes, but we need a break, right? I would like to hear you.
Nikau has been taking a break for this entire tutoring session.
Yes, I have noticed. Looks
Hey,
at Nikau.
Fugo's been listening, okay?
Right, we're going to copy their notes.
Well, yeah, of course.
Right, I see. Carry on.
You can refill your drinks beforehand if you need a new one, Nikau.
Yeah, I want to get comfy because I want to. This story, this is good. I've wanted to ask. Lowen, thank you for asking because I wanted to ask, but here we go.
You just have to
This is
learn
gonna
to
be
be blunt sometimes. It's the best way to get things done.
While you're downstairs, if you run into Baruch, ask him to also give you some snacks with you to come back up.
Oh yeah, Baruch, yeah, absolutely. I remember telling Baruch about your that time you killed that shadow creature as well. They love a tale. They love a tale.
Oh, the jealousy is practically dripping from him.
Right, I'll be right back.
And we have this little fade cut to moments later with refill drinks and also Baruch having provided there's like these little plates with a smattering of snacks, a few cheeses, various meats, and also some mead with a D at the end, so the honey ale
Yes.
that has been given along. A very sweet scent coming off from it. And as we're like settling in on the pillows and blankets, Zehkhun goes, "It might show that I'm the youngest of our group. I've had a lifetime of war already behind me. When I decided that I did no longer want to take lives, I wanted to prevent death, help out to heal wounds. So, a few years ago, after I saw many of my friends die at the Battle of Nine Skulls, I learned a trade of the medic, traveling along with some of our troops all through the holds to protect our towns, protect trading caravans, and make sure that whatever was left of Tarbafon's troops will be no harm to us. I had a few, and you see Zehkhun really thinking about what kind of term he's going to use to describe these people. And he eventually lands on, I had a few people I loved very much. They were with me in battle. They were with me outside battle. They were with me when I was angry and I did not deserve their love, and I was with them when they went to the darkest places. The four of us were more than family. We were one heart in four bodies. There was Jalan, the most skilled swordsman I'd ever seen. And as Zehkhun says that, he has the satchel next to him. And as he mentions Jalan, he pulls out this jagged blade of a sword. And on the hilt of the sword, there is a bird's skull set into it. Jalan was always on the front lines, quick into battle. And he was good at a lot of different board games. Could be pretty frustrating to play against him.
Oh, God. Oh, sorry.
No, please. He would have enjoyed that laughter. There was Oshaluk. We called them Osha. And as Zehkhun names Osha, he pulls out of the bag, he pulls out this necklace of bones and onyx shards. And there's an engraving on it, on these separate pieces of onyx and bones. And I think since Nikau speaks Orcish,
As does Lowen. Lowen also speaks Orcish.
perfect. So both of you would be able to read that engraved onto these shards of onyx and bone. On the necklace, it reads, "Only the nameless and formless is timeless." And Zehkhun continues, Osha was our scout. They were always out ahead, warning us of any upcoming danger. And we also like to call them our hobby philosopher. A lot of big thoughts in that small head of theirs. And he pulls one final object out of the bag, and it's just this ragged set of hand wraps. They're old, they're dirty, but the moment he pulls them out, all of you can also smell that they still have this strong scent of wild lavender coming off of them. And there was Kavi, or a pugilist. Fought with her fists.
Like someone I know.
Well, she was, way more joyful than Sombra. It was in the moment that Kavi wasn't making some jokes and coming up with the worst puns I have ever heard in my life. Wasn't a single punch she ever threw that didn't hit the target it needed to. And she collected pebbles. Like wherever we went, she looked for like the nicest pebbles she could find. The four of us, we were unstoppable. And one day, we come by this village, we hear this story that there's something out in the mountains. Something that's been causing villages to disappear. Four of us think, well, what's a little journey into the mountains? We head out there. Weather dramatically shifted as we went in. Clouds gathered over us. Thunder was setting in, and we spot a cave, but we also spot what caused these people to disappear. Hungry ghosts. Wraith. Dark, shadowy entities. Not just a few of them. Must have been a couple, like dozens. They reach out for us, we try to flee. We know you cannot simply fight ghosts. Swords pass through them. Fists go through them. We had no magicians with us. No one born with sorcery. No one as wise in spells as you are, Lowen. We fight, we try to run, but the ghosts get us. They're hungry. Hungry for the life we're all full of. Kavi went first. I exactly know the expression she had on her face when she drew that last breath. Osha They tried to get out of there. They were nimble, they were fast, but wicked ghosts reached them. I swear I could see it tear their soul out of them. Jalan tried to get me out of the way, but it was too late. We were both struck. We both went down. I made peace with myself. I thought I had made peace with myself. I thought, this is now the time that I go, after I've seen so many other people go. But when I was in that moment between life and death, there wasn't peace. There was anger. There was disappointment. Do I let all of these people die again? Just like the people that died around me at the Battle of Nine Skulls? The people I had seen die all my life? Had I put my sword down for that? I raged. I can still feel the heat of that rage in my belly. I didn't want to go. Just when that anger and disappointment started to cloak me as a black blanket, I opened my eyes again. Ghosts were nowhere to be seen, but my comrades were there. Their bodies still dead, and a strange golden glow on my hands and in my eyes. I buried their bodies there. I took these mementos. I've been trying to figure this whole thing out since then. The only thing I have figured out so far is that I can heal, that I can save people with this. And it comes at a price, but if the price is that an old orc vanishes bit by bit so that others can still continue and fight on, I've had worse bargains in my life.
You see, Lowen's been the one taking notes. Stopped taking notes when it got very personal, and then quickly took a note when Zehkhun mentioned waking up with this new thing. And they closed the notebook. Seemed a bit uneasy isn't the right word. It's a very heavy story and they're not sure how to handle it, but they...
Wait, did you absorb the ghosts?
Zehkhun is surprised and absolutely amused by that remark, as like his dour expression turns into a smile as Nikau says that. And he goes, I had not considered that possibility.
Where'd they go? Why are you here? And you said you were glowing.
Maybe I am a ghost.
Oh, mead is strong.
Yes, it can be.
Oh, I'm sorry for your fallen comrades, brother.
They weren't just comrades. They were my life.
4 bodies, 1 heart.
Exactly.
I'll raise a drink to that.
Lowen has like this mug that also he's not really drank much from, and sort of will just raise it as a, okay, this is what we're doing now. But we'll look at Zehkhun and go, well, if there's anything I love more than information, it is a mystery to solve. So if I can in any way aid you, if you are interested in finding out the why. I mean, you are putting it in a way that makes it seem like you are not important and like it's fine that whatever's happening to you is happening to you and is eating away at your life. But I would argue that you are good at what you do, and the longer you stay alive, the more people you can help. So, if I can be of any assistance, I would love to try and figure this out together.
Do you know anything about this shadow curse that has fallen on this city?
That's a great question. I was hoping to get some of that info as well.
Yes, a couple things. No one truly knows how and why. And as I said before, this happened before I was even born. So, while the true origins are unknown. There are myths, as there are with most things. There is a myth that supposedly Nidalese sorcerers were the cause of all this. How true that is, I don't know. There are people also who take advantage of the shadow creatures. People hunt them and get rewarded for them. There is a organization of shadow hunters that supposedly is led by a masked woman referred to as Blue Hood. I honestly have not met her. I have no desire to hunt the shadow creatures. I'd rather avoid them. But there are tales here and there and people trying to deal with them in their own ways. There is a curfew, as you may know, that has been in place for well over 30 years, more probably by now. It is a persistent problem that no one truly knows how to solve, and maybe those that do know how to solve it would rather keep it the way it is. That is sometimes also how Cheliax, but particularly West Crown, works. Most things will be working in someone's favor.
Zehkhun looks out the barred window into the dark city and goes, "Don't tell Ravaja I said this, because she really does not believe in fate or destiny. But I find it a rather interesting happenstance that of all the cities I come to, it's the one that's cursed with shadows."
That's what I was just thinking.
I was thinking the same thing, Hugo.
Yes, you did get quite lucky. No, you didn't, but you get what I mean.
I'd call it fate. Sounds like fate.
Not sure if I believe in fate, but if that is what works for you, then that is fine.
Not many big believers in this room here.
No, I believe in myself.
Well, I believe it's going to be spring after all this darkness, and then after that it's going to be summer, and then it's going to be autumn.
See, that's the nice thing. And Zehkhun comes back over to the pillow. I was about to say pillow fort, but it's not a pillow fort. He comes over to the place with the pillows and cushions, sits down and says, "That's a nice thing. There's always spring after winter, no matter how cold and dark it is."
Okay, I don't know if it's the alcohol that's making you all poetic, but it's too... No.
It's a poetic's nature.
Yes, I'm sure. It must be nice, Nikau, living as simply, I guess, as you do. The way you look at things, I'm almost jealous. And impressed. And worried on your behalf.
You don't need to be worried, Lowen. I can handle myself.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt. Either way, it seems like I'll be staying.
How do you feel about tattoos, Lowen?
He just sort of looks really confused, like, I...
Got any?
No. Why?
Well, there's the amazing tattoo artist down in the courtyard.
Yumek. Yes.
Yumek.
Yumek. Some call him Yu.
I think we should pay Yu a visit.
I am not getting tattooed.
You don't have to, but you want to see Yumek at work. He's truly an artist.
I just got a quick little question here. And I repeat in Orcish, only the nameless and formless is timeless. And is that a religious phrase? Would I know that? Is it something religious or is it something from somewhere else?
Zehkhun hears that, and especially like he smiles, especially because you say it in Orcish again. It's like there's always like sentences that you can hear and understand in all languages, but sometimes you have a specific association to them in one language that you hear them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Zehkhun hears it and smiles and says, "It's something Osha said a lot. That was based on one of their beliefs that they had. It's a fairly common belief under the faithful orcs in the hold. You see, there's this belief that you can only kill what has a name. You can only kill the king because the name is the king. You can kill evil because evil is the name it has. And you can only kill what has a shape. Have you tried killing what is formless? Have you tried killing the wind? You can't. It's there. So, if you want to become endless, you have to shed name and form. It's a philosophical thing that Osha was spending a lot of time pondering on. Because if you start thinking about it, how do you even shed your name? And even if it's your name you shed, how do you shed the things you're named after? I can shed my name of Zehkhun, but how do I shed that I am Orc? That I am from the hold of Belkzen? That pieces of my heart have died, yet I have returned? These are all the name that I cannot shed. But if you one day succeed, then you are endless.
You shed a name by burying it.
Or you shed your name by being alone.
In what way?
If you're not surrounded by people that call you by your name, then you have no name.
I'm pretty sure you still...
You don't say your name yourself, do you?
But you still have a name.
Well, do you, if it's never uttered?
Yes.
I would say no.
You see, like, Lowen looks increasingly confused and because he came here to have, like, a lesson, and then he got caught in, like, this philosophical weird thing that he's not used to.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, you can see, it's funny, because, like, he normally, in, like, most situations, he comes across as very confident, but as this conversation goes on, you see him become more confused and unsure how to react or what to do.
Lowen, would it help you to have this conversation as you watch Nikau getting colored needles pushed into his skin?
I'm having that phrase tattooed on me tonight.
I don't know if that would help.
Actually, no, that would be disrespectful.
Zehkhun, like the moment you say that, there's still this smile on Zehkhun's face, this warm smile, but there's also a tear in the corner of one eye. Zehkhun says, "Oh, no, it absolutely wouldn't be."
If you would you allow me to have that phrase on my body?
And he looks again at the necklace with the phrase on it. I'm thinking I'm gonna get it too.
I'm not.
And Zehkhun lets out this big laughter, like this loud belly laughter. He picks up the
Nikau
drinks.
joins in as well.
And he gently gestures Lowen and Nikau out. Okay, down to you we go.
He just it looks uncomfortable at that. Tries to shrug away, but keeps walking. I will say, there's a moment where he thinks of Zehkhun's words about names, and keeps that in mind a moment as he gets somewhat forced into this whole thing, whatever that will be. It's gonna be a fun night for him.
And I think when we're at UU's, I might also suggest that we get a bird skull, the phrase, and some lavender tied into like a motif.
Do we
Matching orc tattoos.
Do we get them like Zehkhun like on his right arm and Nikau on his left arm?
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
When we clasp that together. Yes. Sick.
And as you head into the center of the Pleat, little boulder Baruch shouts out, holding 2 mugs of ale. Oh, there you are! And the rest of the orcish hold here in West Crown cheers and embraces Lowen into their midst. We see Rovaja sort of give a respectful nod from across the way.
Not a devil worshipper.
Not a devil worshipper. And we fade into the bright light of the bonfire.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Tumble Through presents Twilight's Edge, a Pathfinder 2e actual play of the Council of Thieves adventure path, converted from Pathfinder 1e. Tumble Through uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc. used under Paizo's fan content policy, paizo.com/licenses/fan content. Tumble Through is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo,
For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com.